Hello. I'm here. Kind of late. Cooperative, huh? Lobby adjourn on an existing one. Make sure all players have the same server region and co-op version. Use lobby invite code. Join or invite friends. Choose characters and play the game together. We'll press to highlight stuff. I exit out of this. I shall accept and close. Announce my presence in the thread. Yes. I'm an hour late because sleep schedule is once again forked. This time I blame that cold. It knocked me out. Made it hard to sleep. But anyway. Yes. And over here, we continue. And then I cough done. It's so nice to be over with all of that. We got contracts, unquenchable greed. Profit factor that I don't want to give up. For food that I don't need. We're still waiting for Footfall to get its shit together. Maybe I need to actually go visit Footfall. Oh, it might also be waiting until I get done with Kavagama and Kranich. Let's see, so... These protectorate enemies of humanity. Let's see, the Xenos Marazai dares to give the World Trader an ultimatum. Fight a final battle in the Sonaris Maleficum Nebula, or continue fending off raids. It would be unwise to agree to terms set by the enemies of humanity, but it is permissible if it will mean an end to constant attacks. Secrets of the Cult, Kranich, Tenebrous Aquay. Could have sworn I've already been there. And ruler. That'll get done eventually. Complete a development project of highest difficulty in any colony. But I have. I've gotten rank 3. Oh hey, and we got the Rose of Zamarkand's done, giving us Tokens of Repentance, Corrosion medical kits. Very nice. And we're just waiting for the other thing. I'm getting sorted goods done. And Phabos is waiting for getting our last colony done. Okay. Jay Hidari's celebration. So we can go talk to... return to Footfall. You know what? I think I might return to Footfall. Everything else is pointing to Kavagama. So something Aquay. Prince Emperor's Palm. There it is. Emperor's Aquay. Where? which we'll have to pass through if we want to go to... what's it? Krennic. There's more stuff going to pop up, or am I actually most of the way through this? Actually, I might be able to do... Drifting foreigns. But yeah, and then there's... Where is... Row for sure. Storage for Void Station. Rex Village. This showing. Owing to his keen intellect, more than a bit of luck, the rogue trader managed to discover several ancient Imperial ships and restore the archaeotech camp. Fleet's mothership, the new Row 79 system. Oh. You know, that might get me another escort. So why don't we head over there? Of concern. Approach the warp reef, some experience, and some. Oh, nice stuff. Oh, let's go to that Rex Void ship. World. Also, I need more extractors. The priceless discovery left the crew speechless and shaken. The ancient Imperial Ark ship, Hammer of Redemption, was hidden below the surface, impervious to the Augur's sight. Had the rogue trader not found pieces of an archaeotech compass that resonated with the vessel's defense systems, it would have remained lying in a bottomless chasm, lost and undeservedly forgotten forever. Oh, I just got me some goods. Add pattern data load. Plus 10 to all skills, and the wearer can reroll any failed skill test once for each test. Ooh. The Adeptus Mechanicus acolytes studied the ancient data archives and concluded that the vessel crashed about 300 years ago after running into an asteroid stream. Hoping to rescue at least some of the colonists, the captain dispatched 4 lifeboats, whose tragic fate you already know. Although time and weather were not kind to the Hammer of Redemption, the crew still managed to salvage plenty of valuable items. That might be nice. I feel like it would be good to put that. Pascal. And now I need to find that... There's another one that had a locked door. Is that Langren's spell? Anal Star, Ancient Bunker, that's it. Let's check on our filaments. Okay, just waiting for... that. Oh, wait, did you turn the music off? No, that was something else, wasn't it? I think I turned the music down. It's just down. Anyway, back to Oasis 5. Into the ancient bunker. Dropping Solomorn. Actually, no. First... what do I want? You for tech use and logic. Stuff, you for demolition. Athletics. I'm not gonna need Lord Xenos here, but I guess I'm bring along Ambient. Actually, no, Medicaid. Let's see, next melee attack for Zolome's turn. Next moment. They do not provoke. Only bloody trauma. Second staff attack. Torment. Gets monsters. Exsanguination, immediate lymph splitting on ally of their choice. They gain bonus to dodge and movement points until the bleeding ends for any reason. Let's go for Terrifying Strike, I think. Bonus. Intelligence bonus if it's higher. Nah. Yeah, I think I might start investing into the blood stuff. Creature with bloodluster blast. Bloodstain gains +1 stack on this effect when bleeding, burning, or toxin. But it's specifically bleeding, burning, or toxin. Dance of blood. Steal more damage if to enemies if both ally their target. That applies to allies and not yourself. Crimson Tide. It's making Dance of Thorns. Let's go for Dance of Thorns. Is there something better? Might be. It will not die would be decent. I think it can also be like, yeah, base skill, Medicaid. Ooh, benefit. It's only +7. Let's just go. Could give you more weapon skill. Let's go for the Bloodlust stuff. Get you fancy sword. Where was it? Still on you. No. How did you get you a good sword? Serrated great sword is what you had. I think Ebonite would be good. Or, you know, just straight up ignore armor. Let's just ignore armor. It's barely better than the Silent Verdict. Actually, it's worse than the Silent Verdict. But ignoring armor. Anyway, back down in we go. Up again, get them.
Marching on.
The bunker isn't working in generate. Yeah. Ready to get in. Get in. Pop the door closed. And see if we can't pop the store open now. Pascal is at 42%.
My knowledge has its limits.
Unlocked, finally! What the hell is in here? Wait. Rear control panel. Oh, is there a boss fight hidden in here? Some ancient unknown accident caused the elevator shaft to collapse. Reaching the lower level at this point would require sending a mining team. What's that?
My Auspex has detected something.
Someone sawed off the emergency stairs and tried to conceal damage. And Vox with the Winter Scale emblem. Entry C. It's been 100 cycles and these idiots are still none the wiser about who they saved from the storm. Going back to my camp is no longer an option. Damned rats chewed through the protective suit and these pissants are out of repair materials. Entry CIV. Well, I can remember what C was anyway. There are some decent people here, just civilians like my mother. This one girl, Zimmy, even made a habit of coming by in the after hours. She asked me to teach her the letters, so she could write to her father, who went to the surface 2 turns ago. Foolish child. The war's taken its toll on both sides. Hold on, am I sympathizing with the enemy? I better put a stop to this. Entry CX. I was finally allowed entry to the upper levels, and lo and behold, what do I find there? The same supply crates as those gifted to our lords by the Star Allies. Same rations we've been eating. Same weapons as we've been fighting with. So our lives have simply been toyed with? If Winterscale has betrayed us, I must report this to command, no matter the cost. I got my hands on a cutter and decommissioned a few blocks of explosives. No one noticed a thing. I bribed the archivist with a dozen rations. Now I just need to get the schematics for the life support systems. Rats brought disease from the surface, the Medicaid unit is packed, just the right time for a quick short circuit. Zimmy drank the poisoned water and vomited a lot of blood. The schematics were inaccurate, but now I know for certain which pipes go to the living module and which to the barracks. Senior comms officer suspects something. It's time.
Follow the threads.
I guess that's that. I was expecting something a bit more for such a difficult lock. Additional stuff from the ship. So after this, I'll go back to Footfall. But Captain, the crew that was sent to the surface, reports that they have cleared the collapsed passages leading to lower levels. After exploring the abandoned rooms, they discovered valuable cargo that has already been brought aboard. Weapons, provisions, and uniform kits. Well, that was underwhelming, I must say. Anyway, back to Footfall. Which is Verbundus. I guess there was other stuff, like the Auger's Anomaly. No, I think I can justify getting across. Deadly course that make it safe fish. That night, the Lord Captain and some of his crew were awakened by beautiful music. Yeah, I've read that before. Let's go back to Footfall, see if anything's changed. It's been quite a long time. Shireen, have you found a spare minute on Footfall when you're not deciding our lackluster fates? I'd be delighted to see you at my Marakar in the Amasekis. I'll tell Akti to set aside some decent wine in case you decide to grace her humble party with your luminous presence. The Marakar? Is this some kind of celebration? It's an occasion to celebrate on my world, Efreet. It is the day when a person shows by their actions that they have reached maturity, that their spirit is ennobled, Among Afridian nobility, this day is considered more important than other symbolic events, such as the first cry or the day of repose. And by a wonderful coincidence, my Amarakar happens to fall on the day when I also wish to celebrate my acquisition of the Mercum Tabula Officiale. It would be my pleasure to attend, why not? The lowly regulars of the Amazecas will be telling their great-grandchildren about the time they had the honor of witnessing your dazzling visit to that unworthy dive Shireen. That is, of course, if they live long enough to see their great-granddaughters. Grandchildren. For the martyr's endurance.
A nice little stroll.
Oh, dead bodies still there. Sector visit, why not? See what you have to offer. Oh, actually, I can take a lot of stuff. Tactical backpack. +1 rate of fire or strike account for any weapon capable of burst attacks. We have our Toby Peasant Foe Hammer, Swashbuckler Cloak, 2 melee weapons equipped, +10 weapon skill, and +15. Oh. That would be nice. Druse's Prime. Ooh, shotgun. World Origin. Armored body cloth. Breacher boots. Awakened Nightmare. Yeah, sure, just it's fail degradation, that's great. Sure, it's buy all available. Apex Predator's Glove. The wearer already has gained a bonus from Hunt Down the Prey whenever they kill a target marked as prey. They gain a stacking bonus from this ability once again. This bonus duplicates the highest tier bonus from the Hunt Down the Prey and the wearer has already gained. Staff of Endless Flame. Oh! For every 2 creatures suffering burning in combat. Yeah. Does that also give... Yeah. Ooh, more willpower too. Yes, please. I know who to put that on. Me! Acid Spitter. Exotic Weber. Old Shield. 35 block chance. Well, I don't have anyone I want to put it on. Should also see about getting you some better armor. Although the pirate chainmail is, I think, the best I can give you. Root flag. Armor of the Undaunted. attacking abilities cost +1 AP. We give you almost. Apparently, that's also Heretic Trophy. Okay. Yeah, that's basically the best I can give you. Fire Blast, Carapace. Damn good for you. So you can move without provoking attacks of opportunity as long as they have less than 50% move. Let's see, more coercion. There's incoming melee damage is reduced. Attacker does not have stuff. Apex Predator is close, because that's just kind of what I'm doing. Fiction and diagnosticator. It's opening. I think opening is specifically assassin. Yeah. It's charge, slash, or dance macabre. Can I give you better armor? Again, I guess your ridiculous dodge is kind of where it's at. Also, more dodge when not in cover. So, no reason just to have you rush in. Anyway.
Whatever you wish.
Where is Gordas Skatov? Over here. Oh, there they are. You easily spot Jai in the crowd, and the group crowded around. Yes, I easily spotted her. I didn't pass right by her twice. The extravagant luxury of her attire and her gleaming augment set her apart from the rest. Seeing you, she explains, may the gravitational wells on her world never lack for grip, just as my heart never lacks for joy at sight of Rogue Trader von Valancius. Octaviana. With a moving chuckle, Octaviana mutters, I can't believe it. You actually roped the Rogue Trader into coming to your party? The Rogue Trader raises a toast to your health and start to believe you really are a princess, not just a smuggler with the gift of gab. Please take a seat, your lordship. So you observe the assembled group. Jai's friends look exactly as you would expect, like hardened operators of the gold trade, arrayed in the forbidding but glitzy style common to those who like to skirt the limits of the law. One pair of, in particular, catches your eye. A young man and a woman, twins it seems. Identical yet distinct from each other, the man has a lively face and a crazed look in his eye, while the woman is cool and calm, and seems slightly drowsy. Octaviana readily tops up the glasses on the table, playing the role of a consummate host, but you notice that her and Jai's chairs are drawn slightly closer together than usual for a pair who seem connected only by superficial acquaintance. How's your party going? We've been laughing and celebrating life, Shireen, as true friends do. But until your arrival, we were but stars in a moonless sky, merely heralding your coming. Now we are happy. Join the group. I will gladly accept your offer. Octaviana draws out a bottle from under the table. The glass is as thick as your finger, and it's covered in wax seals. With no exaggeration, this is the finest amasec that has ever graced this bar. Jai personally acquired it, as she says, for a special occasion. It seems that you are the special occasion, your lordship. The crowd around the table falls silent, exchanging awkward looks. It would appear as though they are unaccustomed to drinking in the presence of lofty individuals such as yourself. Much as drunk to the lady of the hour, Jay Hidari. The assembled group bursts into approving cheers, and the bar fills with the sound of clinking glasses. The amasec tastes exorbitantly expensive, swooping you into a kaleidoscope of flavors: tart floral bitterness, honeyed sweetness, and then other more refined sensations that are nameless, belonging to the small number who can afford to experience them. Bravo, Wakti! This amasec will do me very, very well indeed, Jai's self-satisfied reply. Alyssa's general laughter, and the tension of the table seems to loosen. Slightly. Octaviana, you and Jai are friends? Octaviana offers you an arc smile. Friends? She is my worst enemy, the vengeful spirit of retribution sent to punish me for my youthful transgressions. Mr. Sidari has a special gift for knocking me off balance and dragging me into difficulty. I would have barred her from the Amasecus long ago if it weren't for her habit of tossing money around like confetti, and of paying triple for anything she breaks. Do you, Shireen? Do you see the petty, miserly, callous, unforgiving friends of the Exalted One has sent me? Look around at the other people around the table. So these are your associates? The precious roses in the garden of my soul. And the golden little bees that bring honeyed riches to my treasure house. Yes, this is my crew of cold traders. The two identical ones are the trickster twins, my close associates, Kor, our zoned hothead, and his much wiser sister Tora. Don't let her fool you, your lordship. She's only calling me a precious rose because you're here. When it's just us, I'm lucky if I get that arsehole with a gun. Kor chuckles good-naturedly. Because you are the arsehole with the gun. If I dragged you out of as many scrapes as Jai has, that's not the name I'd be using for you. I can tell you that much. Korra's sister rolls her eyes. Pay no attention to him, your lordship. Korra has nobody to blame but himself for that nickname. Oh, somebody to shoot. My god! I float! Mercy's gift. While in combat, the wearer of this cloak gains 15 bonus to fellowship whenever there are no enemies. Of course, celebrations. Truly, I am a rogue trader. Look at me establishing dominance by not even being... by floating above my seat. Ugh. The man who has just approached the table is hideous by anyone's standards. Repulsive face, greasy hair, and bulging veins at his temples. His attempt at an amiable smile is so transparently false and off-putting that your fingers itch to reach for your weapon. But surprised look askance at you, he says, Mr. Sidari, allow me to wish you a happy Marakar. Master Mercy could not let such an associate go unmarked. He sends his warm wishes and a gift. Oh, Falco, I am much obliged and touched by your presence. May the fire in your hearth burn forever bright and hot like the stars of the Grimnor system. Tell Mercy that this show of his precious attention towards my humble self brought dew to my eyes and a song to my heart. Whisper to Octaviana. Isn't Falco the one who stole Jai's cargo? Very sane, the greasy piece of Grox shit, Octaviana says, wearing the sweetest, most amiable smile one could imagine. But the stars of the Grimnor system all died around 100,000 years ago, and the systems around them are true breeding ground of death. Who is this Mercy? Some big mysterious figure in the mission. Cosbolica's put him here to keep a handle on things and to make sure the interests of the senior partners aren't forgotten. If anyone does become a bit forgetful, Mercy comes along, somebody dies, everyone else panics and empties their pockets. Falco and Mercy aren't officially connected. Falco's just another prosperous mission agent like Jai, and other people, but Falco's happy to do Mercy's dirty work for him, and that's why he gets preferential treatment. Say nothing. Sacrificing time you could have spent on business to come here from me is a priceless gift, Falco. I will not test your generosity any further. As Falco turns away from the table, you see a snarl of feral hatred twist his already repulsive features. What were you talking about before I arrived? Business. My dear Tora, whose mind never strays from the chilly peaks of the mountains of money she's made, was telling me the latest cold trade news. Exciting times are upon us. We're not the only ones being tested for weak spots. Vladim's set on putting the Ultra-Inquisitors out of business. It looks like he's got Mercy's blessing to do it. The big beasts are picking off the small ones. I think things are only going to get more interesting from here on out. That means it's time for us to step up and become major players, eh? Cor winks at Jay. I know a couple of Chegnars from the Ultra-Inquisitors. They're dry as you like. We could tell them to cool their heels with us. They'll be more willing at the other altars. And we could take on Falco and even blow Vladim out of the airlock too. Cora, my sweet, before you go chewing Faisaline with Chegnars, you need to clear the altar and hide the pulses. Vladim's playing all the lines. He won't touch me, but I don't want to shift the risk onto you. There's chatter about the commission. The conversation quickly turns to an impenetrable mishmash of terms from the secret argot of cold traders. Even foes are bowing down before Jay Hadari. That is something worth celebrating. And what better way to celebrate than with a game? With sticks, naturally. Today is my Amarakar, and that's what I want. Jay draws a stack of carved plasteel tiles from her pocket. They're decorated with symbols and fine mag lines. Holding the tiles in one hand and raising her glass with another, Jai asks, "What do you think, Shireen? Does the road trader has anything he's willing to wager?" Your Imperium test failed. You've never encountered this kind of game before, but you are nearly certain you can cheat at it. I don't know the rules. It's easy. Every player is dealt a few tiles. The tiles are connected by mag lines. There are lots of possible combinations. You arrange the tiles in a design that has a particular value, and whoever has the highest value wins. Talking a mile a minute about the rules and tile combinations, Jay deftly shuffles the stack of tiles. Yeah, sure, why not? I'll play. Watch out for his lordship, lads. He was awfully quick to agree just now. I have a sneaking suspicion about how the rogue trader acquired all his countless riches. But I'll warn you now. Playing for money is considered wrong in a fleet, because gaming is tempting fate. So instead, we're going to play for wishes. A pile of tiles is placed in front of you and the other players. Look at your hand. You've been dealt a poor hand. You cannot make a high-value arrangement from the tiles. Glancing at her tiles and grinning, Jai declares resolutely, "I'm going to show my hand. The exalted one loves me today. And if one doesn't show one's hand, what then? Then you have a chance to bow out of the game without losing. But you can only do that before someone announces that they're going to show their hand. Drop your tiles on the floor, or on the table, no luck." Chuckling, Jai tosses her tiles onto the table. Her hand is significantly better than yours or anyone else's. As for my wish, I want everyone to drink to my good fortune. This has already granted me a gift fit for a queen. Talking about you, Shireen. May fortune continue to smile upon me. Everyone at the table eagerly raises their glasses. You join in before you're even aware that you've done so. A new stack of tiles is already waiting for you on the table. You realize that moments have skipped past without your knowing. It seems the emissary is somewhat stronger than you thought. Look at your new hand. Now this is definitely a good hand. One of the best you can get. When you look up, you see that everyone apart from Jay has already tossed their tiles onto the table in disappointment. It's just us two left, Shireen. I'm going to show my hand. Show your hand. Sight of your hand sets everyone on the table into a flurry of excitement. Then the chatter turns into a roar of triumph. Jai's hand is the most valuable in the game. I won again! What should I wish of you, Shireen? Given your profession, I would extract a promise of my assistance should you ever find yourself in trouble in the future. Promise to save me? What an exciting adventure that could turn out to be. It's almost worth getting into trouble for. I accept your stake. The tiles are dispersed around the table, forming piles in front of each player. You suddenly feel your body grow heavy. The treacherous emissary is slowly robbing you of your clarity of thought and dexterity. Jai, you wouldn't be cheating by any chance. How could you suggest such a thing, Shireen? Has Jay Hadari really fallen so low that someone would think me capable of deceit? Hey, Matthew. It's been a couple minutes. I'm late, but I'm still here. Jai brings her hand to her chest in a tragic gesture, to the approving guffaws of her associates. Look at your tiles. Your hand is not especially good or bad. It's the kind of hand that played only by someone desperate who has nothing left to bet. Try to cheat. Before anyone says they're showing their hand, I'm announcing a new condition. Seeing as it's my Amara card today, the only stake I'll play for is a dance. Try to cheat. And succeed. You reach for your goblet and accidentally catch a spare tile with your elbow, sweeping it into your free hand. Now you have an excellent set of tiles, but you would swear Jai saw your little move. She saw it and said nothing. I'm out. Everyone discards their tiles after you. The disappointed shrug, Jai says. You're all so cautious. Do none of you know how to dance? That's enough betting for me. My luck is very fickle today. Unlike Amasek, you can always trust Amasek. It always lies. Smiling sweetly, Jai presses your goblet into your hand. Her skin seems to glow from within, and the sparks of laughter in her eyes dance like flames. To Amasek's deceit. May the deceived not live to regret. Fog swaddles your mind in appealing ideas of other ways you could amuse yourself at this party. Surrendering to the maelstrom of chaotic thoughts, you let the all-pervading merriment determine your fate. And then I wake up in the captain's quarters with Jay. Is that how it's gonna go? Yep. Thoughts tumble violently inside your head, periodically ricocheting inside your skull and triggering bursts of piercing pain. Your tongue feels desiccated and shriveled in your mouth, and it scrapes painfully against your teeth. Light is the enemy. Self-awareness returns unbidden, bringing with it an inexplicable sense of awkwardness. Your beleaguered body violently protests against the very idea of getting out of your soft bed. Your soft side beside you. Looking over, you see a dark hair fanned out across your pillow. Jai, who is cozied up next to you, fast asleep, is fully dressed, just as you are. Perhaps she's not asleep at all. Shireen, you certainly know how to have a good time. Try to remember the end of the party. Yeah, you struggle to piece together your fragmented memories of last night's carousing. For some reason, you can clearly recall the ingratiating looks of the warden as they try to persuade you to stop, the cries of the beggars to whom you gave an obscene amount of alms, and the stamping of the servitor that you rode around the station to Jai's unconcealed lead. How did the night end? I don't remember all of it, I think. We shot at some people over their heads. Someone didn't offer us the required amount of respect. Then you said that flying a shuttle was easy and that you would bet your warrant that you could get us to the ship. You also stripped a man and burnt his clothes because the sight of them offended the Exalted One. I still smell the singed fibers now. How did you end up in my chambers? I helped you back to your quarters, and then I couldn't find the door to get me out. And you graciously gave up 35% of your bed for me. I think that's the number we're haggling at it on. You and I, we did not fall into bed together just to sleep, did we? No, Shireen, your conduct was entirely becoming of a rogue trader. We need to make ourselves presentable. Sorry to say you're right, Shireen. No matter how soft the bed is or how pleasant the company, there's a line we must not cross. And perilously close to doing exactly that by getting a couple of bottles of delicious medicine for our aching heads. Clouded reason. When drunk in Jay's company turned out to be much more dangerous than it tasted. Ah, alright, Maeve. Would you care for a cup of freshly brewed recaf, my celestial lord? Let's see. You need not fear anyone here. Dance if you want to. Thank you, my celestial lord. Sometimes it feels as if I've died and gone to the heavenly palace of the God Emperor himself. You're so kind to me. Double recap for me, Maeve. I just had got an invigorating tang, plus 10 strength for the next combat. How do you find life on the flagship, Maeve? Sometimes I stop and stand by the window, and it's like I'm flying through the starry sea myself. I still can't believe this is happening to me. You're so generous, my celestial lord. I couldn't dream of more. You're not feeling lonely here, are you? Why, my celestial lord, I have you! Master Danrak has been very kind to me. Sometimes he brings me all kinds of amazing things. The other day it was a book for little nobles. I learned from it that the stars are huge, too big to pick up and hold between your fingers, or even to hug with both your arms. When they dance, they form entire galaxies. I must take my leave. Thank you, my celestial lord, for the great privilege of serving you. May the God Emperor protect you on your journey through the starry sea. I just level up. The stuffed corpse of a Slythe, bizarre xenobeast that was once in service with the Drakari. The hideous head of a steel devil destroyed by the rogue trader aboard a corrupted void ship. A mask of Aurora, the prophet of the arch enemy who foretold the final dawn of Rykad and Norris. And the Celestial Eye. Gain Veil Degradation % hit chance, and deal Veil Degradation % more critical damage. That would be good if I were heretical. The sculptor's masterful skill is evident in every detail of your countenance. And there's the worm. Oh hey, this thing. A fascinating, delicately smelling flower from the agro world of Janus is but one symbol of the rescue of the planet from the clutches of Chaos Worshippers. Back to the Void Ship Bridge. Okay, that's gonna be thing. Anyway, back to Footfall to see if things will update. The Shadow Quarters.
Light of terror, guide our
Well,
way.
quarantine is done. Oh, there's a thing. A toxic knife! I'm actually really tempted to put that on, Oh yeah, I also don't need the bayonet knife because he's not making close attacks with the... So yeah, it's 14 to 20 versus... more damage. But I just like the idea of him shanking people. Let's give him an extra... Don't know if I actually have anything to give him. I guess that'll be a nice thing. Not that he's ever gonna drop that low, but if he does, he's not gonna be taking a bunch of damage for it. Coughing horse.
The light of terror shines for us.
Pascal.
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
Also, I really should... Wait, how did I get out here? Still... Better be careful around these parts. All of a sudden, fell stuff's gonna come bursting in.
Death walks with me.
Leaflet. More ender materials. Stuff up over here.
We should deal with this.
Part of an ancient sewer system, the pipe leads somewhere deep within the asteroid. Reverend Hieronymus's teaching on the path of Saint Drusus. This thin pamphlet exudes a faint caustic smell, likely that of a fresh ink inscriber.
Activating motive force reserves.
Fortune smiles on us. An ill omen.
Someone spilled water here and has not had time to dry. Judging by the traces of disruption and the corpses all around, many people tried to break through that door. Let's see.
Over there!
There's a groove here in the dust. Someone left tracks behind them or hastily covered. Pascal, pick that lock.
Operation successful.
No sleep, no rest. Only duty, only
Activate the
death.
elevator. Pascal.
This explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
Medicaid 100.
I do what I must.
People does not die from the disease. It seems that they simply fought to death over the remaining provisions. Open areas of skin have turned into one massive burst ulcer, buzzing of flies and the heinous stench complete the picture. And back up here.
The sooner we start.
Another Enver flyer. It might still be around. Okay. Some goods.
Just as he ordained.
The dead are covered in ulcers, and several show traces of repulsive mutations. There was a mutant's lair off that way.
So shall it be.
Already been down there. More Enver leaflets. Other teachings of St. Drusus. Enver leaflet. Loosely buried under the piles of treasure, bodies with obvious gunshot wounds. Pyromaniac boots. The bearer cannot suffer the burning effect by walking over burning cells. They also inflict +3 stacks of burning whenever they stand on burning cells. Oh, nice. Sororitas, Spellspeaker, Disciple. Oh, they're there. Yeah! It's like already immune to burning. But can immediately move in.
If such is the Emperor's will.
There was once a mine entrance here, but it caved in decades ago.
Never doubt me.
Toss the rubbish aside. Note from the cache in the old tunnel. This is the final stretch, Seeker. Remember. Second word, design. Remember the place. Cogitator, statue of the founder, small temple. Examine the cogitator by the statue and fulfill this place. Anyway, let's go into that
This master-crafted patellar
The
augment is not
mutant's
fit
lair.
for a servitor.
I wonder if these encounters are going to be adjusted for my very high level compared to how early footfall is.
Anathema.
Hi guys.
Commencing purgation protocol.
Oh, this is gonna be sad. Genta, you get up there. Cabela can get all the way in. Evelard can go all the way over here. Pascal there, me there, Cassia. I guess me over. Cassia over here. Start the battle.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
Fierce recital. Up there.
Rejoice in battle!
Seriously, Argenta is gonna get so much work done in here.
None can escape the Emperor's judgment. As the Emperor commands, I act. Doubt is for the weak.
Fire, not that I really need to.
As the Emperor commands, strike is a prayer.
This way!
Look out!
Cassia. Am I gonna be able to see anything? Oh, whoops.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around. I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Standing in the fire. Anyway, quick spot. Put shots of Kim.
Running binary override. The analysis successful.
Get down there.
My vow is to serve. Request approved. The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all.
Man, Death Whisper is really good.
Request approved. The Omnissiah condemns you. My vow is to serve.
I don't think it's supposed to work this way, but
Successfully terminated.
if it's gonna. Yeah, it's supposed to have a cooldown. Anyway. Let's see. Area attack. Or no, overcharge and...
Value.
No. Okay, they explode. Very well.
Activating force mode sacrament.
Oh, okay. Anyway. Let's see. I need to... Yeah, nothing was going to be a warp. So let's get reveal the light on
If I
Bella.
may,
Hold in my gaze. It's her turn.
Emperor, protect me.
Emperor protect me. I can't stand it. Grey hair. Quick, quick.
Yeah, Cabela.
I shall
Up
not
there.
fail.
Terrifying strike.
I am your blade and shield.
touch me.
Then hop back over there. Hurts. Do a little blade dance.
My blade whispers your name.
Pain and resonance.
Come, the other side awaits.
Up over here. And Ellen's turn. Pascal. How about you? Get into that cover.
natural prognosis is favorable.
Do a bit of damage.
The Messiah condemns you.
And Souls of Shadow.
Running binaric override. The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all.
It will be done. Victory is imminent. At your beck and call.
These guys are surprisingly tough.
I will
my
do my
defensive
duty.
stance. Dealing with any
It will be done.
stuff. Crete. Finish off.
I'll do what it takes.
Those guys are surprisingly tough. Oh. Good, can catch that guy. Can't catch them. Oh, can't catch both those. Nice. And incinerate. Okay, I suppose. Ah, but it's also really heavy on stuff. And then just go ahead and fly in. Rip on the slaughter. Taking some toxin, but that's fine. Let's get you out of the toxin. Swapping over to that. Cassia can finish off the last one. With soul held in my gaze.
Emperor, give me strength. Another foe painted black.
Well, we did not wait for the situation to resolve itself, but that is fine. Pack of reagents. Set of chemicals increases the damage of all burning, bleeding, and toxin effects applied by the user by 2. Dear Lord, that could be good. Oh, and it's back slot. Get those things. Serrated mono knife. Heavy leather armor. Escal, unlock that if you would.
The machine god grants the insight.
Nice. Another multi-key. Imperial Pride. How is that compared to Argente's current altar? Eh. Damage against Xenos, Psychers, and Servants of Chaos increased by 4. Aye. So that could be better than Deadly Precision. Something to keep in mind if I know I'm going to be fighting the Xenos. drugs. More books around the place and knives. And Lore Imperium.
My house would be proud of me.
Journal of one of the locals. The handwriting is barely legible, but appears to mark the births and deaths of the inhabitants of the small community of mutants. There's no one to add to the last entry. I guess this was it. Back to the football shadow quarters. I believe it was the cogitator next to the...
Blessed be the road that we take.
Statue. Dreams and stories? Yes. Pitfall's atrium was once supposed to be the nave of the cathedral. Ah, so I have to go to the atrium. So I wonder how the... quarantine has resolved itself now. It was lost. Blades of the Fold. Use the coach tape.
Operation successful.
What deeds await us?
Experience. Nothing matters more.
A great sword and commander's monocle. Whenever an ally under the effect of the wearer's voice of command ability makes an attack during an extra turn, that deals extra damage. That'd be good for you. No. I want you to be good at Lore Imperium. Numerous wounds and injuries indicate that this was a particularly brutal murder. The letters A and V are carved into the victim's shoulder blade. Over thug down there.
Whatever you wish.
Smith's good. Yeah, buy a statue. Here's a statue. What's the cogitator nearby?
How can one find the right way without his light?
Yeah, a few of the thugs. Now look who's here. Isn't that the bleeder who did her boss in? Knife him. Are you sure you want to do this?
Performing target selection ritual.
I'll turn you into corpse starch.
8 of you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright. And then Mr. Limper Mikey is going to be able to do much for me. One over there. Let's get Abelard there. Bella. Actually, I want you on Mikey. Gentle there, Pascal over here, myself over here. And start.
I'm in, maggot.
You a target.
Scared yet?
Alright, Cabela. Let's see, so where
As
it
honor
hurts.
ordains.
Terrifying strike. Let's get
As the
reckless abandon
tenants
going.
demand.
And captive audience.
As honor ordains. Death comes in silence. Killing brings me no pleasure. Death is a blessing. I shall not fail. Caught by the web. Come, the other side awaits.
Yeah, it's done. One, two, three. Let's have you.
Me? Try to die with grace, at least.
And orchestrated firestorm.
I'll
Here, I
paint
suppose.
your death in colors. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Pascal. You should be able to handle that gun.
Request approved.
Study.
My vow is to serve.
Dispose weakness.
Running by Neric
And
Oath.
smash.
Request approved.
Oh.
The Omniscient knows all, comprehends all.
No chance I'll go ahead and finish off that gun.
None you can escape the Emperor's judgment.
Combat done. Nothing of incredible value here. There might be something on you. Chain X, Fully X, armor. Members note from the atrium. Sector 2, watch your back. Make sure you're not being followed. Oh.
Knowledge is eternal.
Oh. Aha. Sight of this cottage here would be enough to break any tech priest's heart. Machine is leaning slightly to one side, grimy, covered in scrawled drawings, frivolous writing scratched here and there on the casing. Oh, wait. Still. Yes, yes, I do. I can grab some food. I got distracted. This happens when you're playing a video game.
obstruct servo-skulls in the commission of their sacred functions. Any desecration of the holy envoys of the Adeptus Mechanicus will be met with immediate retribution.
Remember to... I did not put on the biobreak message. God damn, I am out of sorts today. Anyway. Use the keys to enter 2 words. Realizing design. When you press the keys, the cogitator appears dormant, but as you enter the last letter of the second word, it suddenly comes to life. Triumphant music now pours out of it, followed by a voice. A man's voice, pleasant with a somewhat dated pronunciation of Gothic. Greetings! Greetings to you, keen wanderer, who found my message and solved my riddle. I, Parsimus Dwayne, Master of Footfall, Trailblazer of the Expanse, am pleased to welcome visitors to my magnificent palace in the stars. Footfall is my greatest creation. It is what marked the beginning of the Imperium's triumphant march into the Cronus Expanse. You were here because you managed to discover the message in the almanac of Footfall published on my orders, and find the caches it had installed at select sites. I had installed. You have seen the view from the dome of the great cathedral, the void-piercing arches of the Providence Bridge, the stars' cold gaze through the windows of the small quay. Only thus, step by step, can one experience the scale and the elegance of my creation. Footfall's sights are their own reward. However, I have prepared a gift for those who might unravel my riddle. Approach my statue, for the gift awaits you there. Remember, nothing must stand between you and your design, no matter how audacious and grand it may be. The voice quiets. You hear a click from the statue of Footfall's founder, as if some hidden locking mechanism has been released. Whoa. Getting us the Cape of Righteous Fury. For every kill, the wearer increases their critical chance by 5% until the end of combat. Oh my. And Focus Incense. Use of Revel and Slaughter increases the wearer's perception by 10 until combat. Until the end of combat, stacking. Fancy. Deals warp damage. That might be fun. But she has the Chartist's Pendant. Oh, do we even need this? +3 Lore Imperium. Don't think so. Yeah, let's go and check on things. Okay, anyway. What now? It was lost. We get to Kavagama, and we got the Cinerus Maleficum. Kavagama, Cinerus Equi, which will be on the way to Kavagama. The ruler, that will be done eventually, and Kavagama. Palace, the rest of Footfall. Back to the ship. Ah, almost missed an X. Oh no. Back to the void dock. And hey, might as well talk to our buddy friend here. Let's make a trade deal. Actually, I've collected planetary data that might interest you, getting me a little bit of profit factor. A lot of profit factor. Holy shit. Okay. I didn't realize I was missing out on so much. Let's make a trade deal. Ooh, I can get better plasma stuff. Oh. upgrades for our type of manipulator using reload for any weapon costs 1 AP less to a minimum of nothing. Large medkits, precise lasguns, combat manipulator. Whenever the wearer uses a non-attacking consumable item, it counts as an attack of a different type than the previous attack for purposes of stuff. Ooh, heavy plasma gun. That will be very nice. Vox Beacon. Overseer, the first Overseer type. What could be nice? Deadly Repeater. Oh. That'd be a massive upgrade. Visor of Inevitability. Where inflicts damage over time effect, they gain 1 stack of Inevitability. Whenever they gain 10, they deal 6 direct damage to all targets suffering from any damage over time. Oh my. Heavy emergency cutter. The Roxa. Focus multi-gun. And now. What? Heavy repeater is. Self-calibrating goggles. So single attacks inflict stunned on the target for 1 round if the target fails a power resistance. Those would be. But yeah, I want at least 12 for that heavy plasma gun. 17 if I can manage it for the deadly repeater. Force field emitter after using run and gun. Plus 1 cover efficiency. Untradeable, sorted by specifications. Name. So, holy gifts. I have a lot to turn in. So let's do that. And here's our trophies. And then Mechanicus Creations. Let's trade that in. Got me to 12. Deep concentration. Plus an IP for each consecutive turn that the wearer has not moved. Oh my, that could be good for our guy. Temporary wounds from combat stimulants. First use from combat stimulants. So then, components. Okay, excavations done. Armor kits, of which I have a lot. Provisions next, of which I have a lot. So ranged weaponry as well. Okay, I need 800. 40 more. Fuel them. There we go. I own. Okay, Origins Manual. Ooh. Okay. Also the pack of reagents, but I don't know how useful it would be. Might be good in Cabela. Parry reduction, armor penetration. Corrections manual for more Medicaid. Rotative manipulator doesn't really apply to you. Inertia boots. Melee attack is dodge, parry, or scores a critical hit. Where it gains more movement and does not provoke attacks of opportunity until the end of the turn. Oh my. Will to live. Enemies adjacent to the wielder have their toughness reduced by psi rating. Wielder gains a psi rating toughness for each adjacent enemy. Precise las gun. Eh. Max, invigorating. Momentum, heavy plasma, slick body glove. Dodge against enemies with perception lower than them. Eh. Fox beacon doesn't matter. Beat concentration could be useful. Combat stimulants. So let's get that upgrade for our Omnisign Battle Axe. But I want that tech use. Oh, and I did want to give you pack of reagents. Yeah, fortune is really fallen off. Plus power might be better than. Oh, but that inflicts burning. Full pendant. Just do more damage stuff. Epic plasma gun. Give yourself the deadly repeater. Yeah. It really is a sad deal. Warp. Perception, particularly high. Yours is okay. So yeah, the slick body glove would actually be really good for Cassia. More armor. Dodge against most things. I'm not so fond of the photo posting, but let's see here. Big swashbucklers. Cloak. Basically, I like the horny posting when it's stuff that I like. It annoys me when it's not stuff that I like, but, you know, what can you do? I mean, there's plenty I could do, but I won't. Oh! Actually, yeah, Portative Manipulator is going to be great for Argenta, so she can reload very efficiently. Do I want to give you the Power Axe? No, I want you to have Chain. You have Concentration. I want you to have all that stuff. I want that Fellowship Commerce and other stuff. So your Lore Imperium is good. That requires right? That requires someone nutting up enough to do it. Oh, actually, should be in athletics or whenever one of your attacks is dodged, parried, or scored a crit. Or movement. Yes. So I am quite tempted to swap out your things. Yes. I wonder if the guy who was working on the Detroit Become Human jump is gonna finish it. Because the work in progress is still sitting in the jump making thread. But I haven't seen any news on progress. So I should probably wander back to the ship. It wasn't Anon, so it's going to be hard to track down any of his posts. But I haven't seen any mentions. Anyway, shipping and transportation of some goods. Let's see what I can grab. A heavy bolter. Power claymore. Camaraderie badge. Whenever the wearer hits with them. Oh. Force or light carapace, multi-key, cloak of hatred. Okay. Each enemy killed by the wearer's area attacks increases the wearer's damage by 3% at the rate of combat. Armor of the final threshold. While the wearer has 75% or more wounds, their deflection increased by +3, and their parry by 10. And plus one deflection against stuff. Dark Visionary Hood. Plus 10 to willpower, plus 15 damage to psychic and navigator powers. But reduced weapon skill and ballistic skill, that would be good for Cassia. Spinner's breastplate. Ooh, upgrade for our deer. Condensed carapace. Critical chance of melee attacks increased by 8%. Dodge against humans. Seal of death. Whenever the wearer kills an enemy with blood dance, all other enemies adjacent to the wearer become staggered. Executioner's gauntlets. Triumph of Retribution. Martyr's Penance for a pistol shot. It's like Vigilance. Oh yeah, let's go buy all available. I already did the Explorators, Cosbalica mission. Fellowship of the Void I've already done. Talked to the Chartists. What can I turn into you? I type... Oh yeah, I did get a bunch of Void trophies. Let's trade those in. And see if we can't get some fancy stuff. Okay. So, short range, 4 at 21. They are torpedo tubes. Bomber deck Starhawks. Power shield amplifier. This is the power shield generator. On each side. Versus plus 10 hull integrity. Yes. Better shield array, doubled against enemy blast attacks. Short range, 4 shots at 21. Interceptors. Starbreaker, I think I already... yeah. Like, I want to try out fighters, but I haven't found a way to make them actually pop up. Oh, and I should probably get that hood onto... yeah, +3 versus... just straight damage to psychic and navigator skills. You don't really use other stuff. I like the warp, lower warp, but Visor of the Inevitable would be quite nice. It's even more damage. Clock speaking doesn't matter. I like that willpower on me. Anatomist's Amulet. The wearer inflicts bleeding, burning, or toxin effects. Oh, actually, that would be... would stack with the pack of reagents. But not well enough, I don't think. Gloves. Kasserkin gauntlets. Approved critical chance doubled if they've not moved. Gloves, plated. Ergo boots. Yeah, you got good boots. You're not really making... oh, except Death from Above or Blade Dance. So you do need the extra mobility, but you have a good area attack, so let's swap the inertia boots to Abelard and Impulse boots to Cabela. So whenever Cabela makes a melee area attack, she regains some movement and gains some critical hit chance. Let's see. Go from newest. Precise bolter. Fusion gun for Eldari, Drakari, Sanctified Staff, doesn't apply to me. Power Claymore. Excruciator Mull. That heavy bolter. 6 to 10. Less damage. It's more about rate of fire for that thing. More damage with the precise bolter overall. Actually, it's just really good compared to deadly precision. More range, better rate of fire. Armor penetration, more, yeah. I like having... Oh, right! But the deadly precision has single-shot attacks, always scoring crits. This doesn't. And that goes with the Blessed Bolter casing, so that single target shots automatically hit. Critical hits, 150 damage. So it's actually 21 to 24 as far as the damage. And I don't have to worry about range for that. Only concern is ammo, but it's not really a concern. Anyway, so now we are off to Kavagama. Oh, right, dealing with these things, to the Augur's Anomaly. Itchy throat. Suits and Abioris. Captain Vigdis. Captain, emergency report. The Augurs have detected several void ships slowly encircling us. Our requests for this pursuit to cease have been completely ignored, but an unmanned vessel has been dispatched in our direction, broadcasting only 2 words, Gift and Hidari. Exalted One, incinerate these void jackals. What does it mean? Jade's agitated voice comes on the Vox screen. Shireen, the whole thing stinks worse than a dead Grox. It's also eerily similar to how Cosbelican agents operate. With your permission, I would like to see what kind of gift those tight-lipped Ashmags have sent me. The Vox Master patiently awaits your instructions, flipping switches and occasionally emitting crackling static from her integrated Vox system. What ships are they? A frigate and 4 raiders, Lord Captain. No identifying marks, so they're probably pirates, although the Augur Master reports that they're well coordinated, more so than your typical void rebel. Contact the Pursuer's flagship. Apologies, sir. Attempted calls to the unknown Pursuer's ship are automatically related to the beacon on the pilotless vessel. I sense a trap. I'm not prepared to risk any lives. The not knowing is driving me apart, Shireen, but I do respect your decision. I would think twice and think again in your shoes before sending my own guys off to only the Exalted One knows where. Static comes over the line and the siren blares again. The Vox Master turns to you. We've finally been alerted to an incoming Vox transmission. My officers are standing by to connect you to the unidentified parties. Let's see how... Void dogs snapping at the rogue trader, except the Vox transmission. This should be interesting. It'll be done. A minute later, the Vox line crackles with static, followed by a rough, drunken voice. Well, it's his lordliness, rogue trader von throne-damned Valancius. I humbly tug my forelock to you, my lord. I mean no offense. Our convoy is but a mark of respect for your holy self. You wouldn't have stopped to talk to us, would you? If you hadn't given your officers... we hadn't given your officers a good scare, eh? Oh, where are my manners? I forgot to introduce myself. Toto the Vulture, at your most noble service. That's enough of your bilge, Voidmutt. Speak plainly and... Who you are makes no difference to me. The Emperor's name? State your business or get off my Vox channel. Yes, the Emperor protects your lordliness. I won't keep you long. The thing is, I have a special mission for you. Little Bird told my boss that you've got rats on your ship. Well, we're the best rat catchers this side of the maw, your trader ship. and we're ready to take the problems off your hands. All you have to do is put J. Hodari in a pod and send her straight to the coordinates we'll give you. My boss has been after her a while, and he's generous to those who help him. You're no vulture, Toto. You're the worst kind of Ashmag. A voice just as rough as Toto the Vulture's bursts onto the Vox channel. Tell me, you son of a Grux and a Void Jackal, who sent you? And the critter runs right into the trap. The Vulture chuckles hoarsely. I'm afraid I can't reveal his name. I ain't giving up shit. What can your boss offer me? Shireen, are you serious? The best weapons, supply of rare artifacts, training sites across the expanse, gratitude, take your pick. No, the Emperor, you and your boss will pay for your insolence. So, the answer's no then? Ah, that's probably for the best, your lordliness. I make a bad negotiator, but a fine pirate. Before the Vox transmission cuts off, you hear a rasping shout. Falco says, hello, J. Hodari, and screw you. Well, just to hang on that last 5%.
I'll be your beacon in the darkness.
The heartbeats. All right.
Do not pass up this chance to strike our enemies. Proceed accordingly.
Okay. I guess I'll just continue on. Don't really have anything to do with Warp Wave. Get a lot of Zoalites out there. Oh, nice. And I can get some damage over there. Do a little warp wave. Do some more damage. Oh dear. Destroyer escort has had a bad fall. Anyway, let's make sure we can flip around. warp wave. Hit him with the dorsal as well.
They pale before our mastery of the void.
More trophies, nice. Anyway, back to that burning world. Another burning world. This time the fires come from within the planet. The perpetual volcanic activity, creating powerful cyclones of ashes. Send sacred machines to explore the peculiar constructions. The operation is difficult, but proceeds without a hitch. The machines make way for the unusual construction, or to the unusual constructions, and return carrying priceless samples. Seemingly uninteresting, these plates and weaves of heat-resistant material cause great excitement among the tech priests. The explorers are convinced you are holding the artifacts of a unique, ancient xeno-civilization the crew is now calling the Builders from the Flame. These creatures were accustomed to the incredibly high temperatures of the burning worlds. They may have been a silicon-based life form, or even sentient colonies of bacteria. More evidence is required if research is to continue. Provisions for taking a void ship. Pretty sure I've been on here. I think this is the one where you fight the demon engine. Yeah.
Another step, another thread.
Gas giant, jungle world. Smuggler's cache already. Voyage of the Casbalkan ship. Okay. I apparently didn't explore this other planet. Oh, it might have been the Augur's Anomaly. No, Soto's Tomb. Unidentified Imperial Void ship. Let's see, upon your approach, the Scarlet Pursuer sends out a hearty greeting. Captain Demir Shani wishes good health upon you and your entire dynasty, and asks if you might provide any up-to-date information on burning worlds. Share the information you have. Empty soul traps. And some reputation with the Casbella Commission. Nice. No, you have no current information on burning worlds, but are willing to continue selling. Okay. Oh, and I might be able to get some stuff out of... No, first let's upgrade the hull some more. And we got, let's see, onboard ECM. Torpedoes and attack craft gain evasion against enemy craft, attack craft attacks, and less evasion against all others, improved RAM, heavy void craft armor, each attack craft, while torpedo tube, and each torpedo gain sanctified restart. Silent running. When approaching an enemy, flagship shuts down non-essential systems and starts to drift unnoticed. As a result, most encounters larger enemy vessels are surprised and attack later. Steady hand when using post abilities, a 20% chance. For a shorter cooldown, more scrap. Focused efforts, a shallow jump, shield pulse. Let's go for silent running as well. Okay. Whoop. Augustine took some damage. Let's make the path here all safer. Drop through. See if we can do anything about the Augure's anomaly now. No, it's another burning world. Yet another burning world another world is burning before your eyes. It's covered in geysers, belching forth clouds of incendiary gas, feeding a massive conflagration enveloping the planet. Thousands of years ago, a single flash of lightning or some other spark launched a chain reaction that transformed the world into a blistering inferno. Now that you know what to look for, your augurs easily locate traces of the mysterious underground constructions. Examine them. Alas, you do not have enough knowledge to solve the mystery just yet. Oh well. Should probably go ahead and level up you. Archetypes. Duns Macabre. Killing Edge. Attacks getting dodge against the target. If the attack hits, it deals additional damage, increasing by twice the percentage of the target's missing ones. Elusive Shadow, I think. Oh, do I need to slot in? Bit of control. Should be pretty good. Equally as good. I have the magnetic storm then. Oh, need to go to Vebos. What's this? Alright, I guess we'll have to deal with that in a little bit. Back to the Savannah world, see if we can do something about the Eye of the Magnetic Storm. Offering up prayers to the machine god, the augur operators turn their blessed optics towards the very epicenter of the raging magnetic storm. Despite the thick haze covering the augur's picked visors, something unexpected appears. The augur crew has detected signs of life under the planet's surface. There, in the caves, is a man-made complex. According to the ship's archives, this world is uninhabitable and devoid of useful resources. The presence of someone's base seems intriguing. Send a team to explore. The enforcers disembarked next to the suspicious cave. The entrance to the cave turned out to be blocked by a massive plasteel door. Once pierced by a melted charge, then shoddily patched up. Within, an ambush awaited your team. Attackers with emaciated bodies pounced from the darkness without warning. The enforcers reacted with lightning speed. They walked away from the vicious battle not only victorious, but having captured the enemy commander. While the shuttle brought the prisoner aboard the Lord Captain's void ship, scouts searched the waste and found a vast hall, the walls of which were dotted with cryovaults. All but one were disabled and contained the remains of some prominent people, judging by their clothes. The last cryovault was opened and stood empty. In addition to the curious machine was destroyed during the battle. As further inspection shows, this was the very contraption responsible for creating the magnetic storms blanketing the planet, concealing the cemetery from prying eyes. Its machine spirit extinguished forever, the tech priest still managed to extract those parts that still held value. Examine the cryovaults. The tech priests sent at your command have reported that the machine spirits of all cryovaults are healthy and obedient, except for the one living within the open sarcophagus. This machine is in a terrible condition and afflicted by great madness, muddying its algorithms. Interrogate the prisoner. Under your torture, the bastard confessed to belonging to the cult of St. Drusus. He and his brothers and sisters were tasked with guarding this strange cemetery and preventing anyone from entering. He equally could not hide that the unfortunate inhabitants of the grave vaults were killed by his people. Alas, that was his last confession as the harsh interrogation finally takes its toll. Okay. Okay. Go to Fable 6. I think it's all the way up there. Yeah. That's gonna be a bit. So there's Epsilon. Mundus Valancius. There was a malfunction in the engineering chamber during the warp journey. The accelerator cogitators stopped obeying the tech priests, and for a few precious moments, the ancient machines were left to their own devices. The crew managed to avoid serious breakdowns or accidents. Several acolytes of the cult Mechanicus were turned into servitors as penance, and the bosun gave out several triple watches to the voidsmen who dredged up the old rumors about the cursed ship. Fire broke out on one of the decks. During the warp voyage, the raging disaster consumed the entire chamber, destroying precious cargo and damaging the interior plating. No guilty parties were found. While clearing out the rubble, a few people claimed the soot of the celestial beams formed the lines in a cryptic alien language not known to humans. The delirious workers were executed and their bodies disposed of in the proper manner. And then... Swoop. Some bad dreams. Back into Fable 6 to see what's up. Fly! A ship convoy in the planet's orbit bearing refugees from Winterscale's realm. The survivors claim that their son has been stolen. Such an influx of hungry, wounded, and sick people may put great strain on the colony's resources. Provide them shelter, give them fuel and supplies, and send them on their way for some extra security. Yeah, let's give them shelter. More people. Hungry, desperate people have flooded the colony. Their housing and upkeep consumes tremendous resources, and all the planet's inhabitants are pleased with the decision. Conflicts and clashes have become commonplace. And back. No, I might as well connect my stuff together, but no. Work there. Make that safe. Work there. During the period designated as the night shift, the air throughout the ship suddenly turned stale. Those who were awake reported feeling incredibly tired. Those who were asleep later reported having horrible nightmares. Sister Argenta, one of the Lord Captain's personal retinue, was found in her cabin, pale, crying, and caught up in a waking dream. She didn't seem to notice anyone around her. Instead, she clutched a fragment of burnt aquila in her hand and kept calling for her mother. It took an hour to bring her around. Let's go ahead and connect things up there. On over. There was a commotion on the lower decks. The chief mutant hunter, who was responsible for eliminating heresy in the hold of the void ship, went mad at the perilous influence of the warp. The officer climbed the parapet above the central accelerator complex and threatened to jump unless the entire crew immediately submitted to a rigorous examination to uncover physical deformities and unholy perversions. After calculating time and financial cost of the inspection of thousands upon thousands of crew members and consulting the tech priests about the danger of foreign materials getting into the intake of the accelerator complex, the deranged mutant hunter was graciously allowed to proceed with ending his life in the desired manner. And now the Draconis needs support. Okay. Anyway, chart new routes. It is Mortis. It's Janus. Lost in the void. Okay, on our way back to Dargonis. Doing the warp voyage, the middle decks, under stuff, spies, cult gatherings. It's fine. Back to Dargonis for some blackmails. Huh. Yeah, I'm going to repair. Completed Filth of the Expanse, I guess. Lord Captain's decision. One of the more influential patrons of the Expanse has learned a dirty secret about the Von Valancius dynasty and is now blackmailing a rogue traitor. Pay the Cosbello Commission to arrange some more pressing problems for the blackmailer. Or do not give in to demands. Soon the Expanse is shaken by scandalous evidence proving that Lady Theodora plundered ships and colonies that belonged to her rivals. The dynasty's reputation has been sullied. Oh well. Yeah. Repair, and then wander back out. Sullied Prophecy. Yeah, let's keep going on up here. Visit the Torabum Maledicta. Some plasteel, still need more extractiums. But I got a nice amount of stuff overall. Yeah, Eastland Warfare and some provisions. See what's going on down here.
This ocular implant was a worthwhile investment.
It's a trap. The airlock is sealed? This isn't right. You distinctly remember never activating the seal on your way through. I know I'm about to state the obvious, but I will state it anyway. There's something off about this. Something very off. Open the airlock. The control panel is being uncooperative. You know enough about machine spirit behavior to conclude that it is not malice that is making them refuse to comply, but a higher priority order they are executing. After repeating the command entry protocol 3 times with all the appropriate prayers, the tech priest says in a gloomy, raspy voice, "The machine spirit controlling this airlock is too simple and guileless to be tricked. It will be easier to deconstruct this airlock than to compel it open." Contact the ship. This is the road trader speaking. We're having difficulties here. We're blocked off. Try to force it open. No. Awareness 100.
I've read about this.
Strange sound reminds you of dripping water, with clattering of something sharp against metal.
I'll chart a course for you.
I feel my age when fighting alongside such young warriors.
Indeed. While I have my navigator skills to call upon, you are, statistically speaking, far more likely to perish in battle. Oh, I mean, that came out wrong.
I see what others do not.
Calculating optimal route.
This middle box was brutally forced open. Why would the ship's owners break into it? They could not simply turn the key. Vox Cleric. Known Captain's Diary. A thick diary filled with entries written in neat, precise handwriting. Its author was documenting the events of his life with thoroughness, bordering on obsession. After browsing through its pages, the following entries catch your attention. Exodus Watch 1. Never thought this day would come. I'm addressed as Master Captain once more. How many times did I swear never to venture into the void again during those 2 Terran years I spent among the mangled ruins on the unheralded Reckoning's bridge? Unfortunately, life is a gravity well that didn't bring me peace. I forgot to... never, right. Reverend Hieronymus promised me that performing a selfless feat of devotion would bring me serenity. Maybe he's right. Oh man, it's already been 2.5 hours now. But I'm still writing in this journal during the long nights to keep my sanity, just like I did for 2 years there and 7 Terran years after that here. We'll see if I'll be able to live with that somewhere that is our wasteland wayfarer's destination. The crew has reported hearing strange noises from the ventilation shafts for a 3rd time. Alas, I'm charged with pilgrims, not seasoned voidsmen. The venture scares them, and they've already managed to make up their share of absurd ghost stories. I asked Reverend Gravic to calm them down. He's the official head of the pilgrimage, so they had to listen to him. Vent inspection finished, just as expected. There was nothing to worry about, just some torn tubing striking the hull. Reverend Hieronymus was wrong. Faith does not bring me peace. I prefer not to take any sides in the theological dispute that has broken out aboard our vessel, ignoring the debates altogether. I'll let Reverend Gravic handle it. I'm sadly concerned about this schism, but as long as both groups are peaceful and agree to follow my orders, they can bicker and shout all they want. The great day has arrived. The wasteland wayfarer has successfully landed on the planet's surface. I wonder if it'll ever leave it. A settlement is already being built down the hill. Its official colonial designation is A3649 Minoris, but Reverend Gravic said he's going to name it Jessifun. When we first stepped onto the surface, Reverend Gravic's congregation and the Nourishers used different airlocks to leave the vessel. Seems they've ceased any and all communication. Today the pilgrims left the Wayfarer for Jessifun. I'm alone once again. They invited me to go with them, but I made an excuse about needing to keep watch of the reactor since my ship is still used for powering the settlement. Truth be told, I just didn't want to go with them. They say less than 1,000 pilgrims are still loyal to Gravic. Services at the main temple are performed by the Nourishers, and St. Drusus, and the St. Drusus statue is cut only up to its knees. I can't understand their beliefs, but I don't think they will help me more than Reverend Hieronymus' faith. I was awoken in the night by 12 pilgrims from Jessifun. They were armed and scared, and so the Nourishers had arrested Reverend Gravic. They were bewildered and didn't know what to do, wanting me to act, so act I did. And since Reverend Gravic is the official head of the pilgrimage, I deemed this an incident of civil unrest, cut power to Jessifun, and demanded Reverend Gravic's release via Voxcom. We are holding the line. The Nourishers have come to us. Gravic was with them, and he was calm. Said the conflict has been resolved. He took the confused pilgrims and their guns with them, and I restored power to the settlement. I have no idea what's going on. Peace, the watch is of no consequence. Today I received the brotherly kiss, and now I believe I can see the spiral path among the stars set for us by the Emperor Progenitor. Now I hear my brothers and sisters. I'm finally alone no more. There's some questionable stuff going on.
As it should be.
Ventilation system still works. There are strange gouges on the metal. They look like claw marks of some beast that's trying to crawl into the shaft.
Duty prevails.
Are we dealing with some gene stealers? Not the charge, stimmed, some miscellaneous stuff. Lives, pistols, some other stuff. I think we're dealing with gene stealers.
My visions showed this path, and many others.
Guess we're off to talk to this Vox cleric. Hunched over the Voxcaster, the hooded man mutters monotonously but emphatically into the machine as he rocks slightly to and fro. In the light of distant stars, our Emperor Progenitor wanders warily. Thoughts and visions of us. He sends us particles of his light. Though his body suffers, his mind lingers on us. Let us therefore nourish him with the light of our souls, with our prayers, with our faith. Argenta frowns. The faithful worship of the Emperor under a great many names and after a great many factions, yet I do not like this prayer. Observe silently. The man falls abruptly silent as though sensing your presence, then he says, "And here come the afflicted." With a pale hand, he throws back his hood. You see an ugly face, with flat, wide nose, disproportionately large brow ridges, irisless eyes with enormous pupils, a wide toad-like mouth, and skin that transitions to purple scales at the cheekbones. Standing before you is an abominable subhuman, mutant. Welcome to the abode of the Nourishers. 3 sorrowful phalanges point the way to the Emperor's Progenitor. I'm glad you have chosen ours. Closer, the misshapen man. This being's nature has strayed too far from mankind's blessed genome. The Creed sees no humanity in deviations like these, and so commands that these creatures be exterminated without mercy. I understand this to be a trap. This world is full of horrors, but your death will make it a much better place. The mutant shrinks, grinning. May the grace of our Progenitor be upon you! These words are piercing, becoming a shrill echo of 100 voices? Minds? Growing ever louder. It torments your mind, and before you know it, you reach for your weapon.
The unworthy will be destroyed!
You hear a clanking echo growing louder in the empty modules, like hundreds of clawed limbs striking bulkheads and grabbing onto bars. Whoever is advancing upon you, there are a lot of them. You have to run for your life before they trap you in this cramped Vox cabin. Genesis' expression brightens. Countless foes in cumbersome position. O Emperor, I thank thee for giving us another chance to taste the sweetness of battle and the solemn joy of courageous deeds. Sister, I fear we are about to partake of something quite different. Or more likely, someone is about to partake of us. Make a dash for the Voxcaster and try to contact the ship. The Vox spits out a torrent of static, through which you nonetheless manage to catch fragments of words. Spoken by a voice not unlike that of your voice, Voxman. Von Valencius, command, airlock. The signal is lost before you manage to say anything. Righteous anger. Like an auto gun. Anything useful on you? Lectionary of the Revelations of the Emperor Progenitor. Most tenets of the cult of the Nourishers of the Afflicted. It speaks of the insatiable Emperor Progenitor and his impending coming that will bestow miraculous unity upon the faithful, with both their armor and the regular lasgun. Hold it!
Suffer not the heretic to live!
Okay, so the Gene Stealer is going to act first. Tablar. Kip Bellar. There's probably more coming, so let's try to keep relatively close. Okay, so here.
I'll do it. Faith without deeds is worthless.
Run on a gun. Devastating attack.
As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it.
Concentrate fire right now. We'll go for wildfire.
Doubt is for the weak.
Pascal. Gonna get them buffed up. Let's say put the spot.
Prognosis is favorable.
Intimidation doesn't really matter.
My vow is to solve that as an equation. Your life is a negligible variable.
Bastard, moving away. Lose a shadow,
Binary override.
so you don't become a priority. You know what, Cassia? Why don't you just go ahead and do that? 19 to 42.
I have read tomes of military tactics.
Yeah, Zone of Fear to get it.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. That is foolishness. Isn't this a job for the serfs? If I may.
Some more. Gabella, why don't you just go ahead and finish this thing off?
I bring mercy and retribution. Death is a blessing.
There's another. Anyway. You're not going to be able to do much. Let's have you
A dance of
move
blades
forward.
and shadows.
Make the Dream Stealer get closer. Will I be able to set her on fire? Yes, yes I can. Oh, nice. Can't reach Bella, but I can get Abelard. Let's save a Scorch Shot for something else. Abelard if you want.
Follow my lead. Victory is imminent.
Okay, let's strike. Defensive stance.
At your beck and call. I've seen worse battles than this in my time.
High momentum.
Nice. Argenta.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone!
So we can't get. No sight,
I'll do it.
excellent. So there's one more. Come reload. Let's go come
As
back
the
as
tactical
well.
imperative dictates.
go with you. So, can you... Oh, nope. Okay.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
So, okay, so you can start. Can that move up? Why? That's annoying. Alright.
I will leave footprints of scarlet.
Yeah, for some reason there's a couple of inaccessible things there. Alright. Well, let's go and get everyone moving, grooving. Okay, Abelard will be able to do stuff there. Oh, but I do want him to have
A tactically sound approach.
first. And defensive stance.
Grey hair, sure hair. I will do my
Let's
duty.
finish
Reduce to dust.
I guess that'll be it. And we've discovered a gene stealer. Back to the voice ship we go. Yes, that's done. Oh. Footfall is still waiting for news from an ancient ark. The wasteland wayfarer, which set off to distant stars in search of new worlds. The last osteopathic message came from Cinerus Maleficum. We found it on a world destroyed by ungodly Xenos. Anyway. It looks like a habit. Oh. After this work. Let's see. A small planet gently wrapped in amber forests greets you with a ruby-colored dawn. Basil van de Klerk, the local governor, gives the rogue trader a warm welcome. After several glasses of Damascene, sweltering ruler asks if Asdol von Valancius would like to keep him company during the upcoming hunt. Accept the offer. Let's see, after several hours of riding the local peculiar animals, you make camp in the middle of a golden forest. Basil points at the sky. A flat disk rises over the horizon, constantly morphing its color and shape. The forest grows silent and empty, so you can no longer hear the singing of birds or even the rustle of wind. The governor nods with satisfaction, and a few shapes step into the clearing. Their bodies are twisted by an unknown phenomenon, and you watch the freaks with astonishment as they begin to dance to the throaty cackling of their brethren, turning the bony growths and pulsating the flesh with their scaly hands towards the unnatural thing in the sky. Ask the governor what's going on. He smiles coyly. You're about to see with your own eyes what is happening here. Watch in silence. The hypnotic dance seems to continue forever. The unfortunate creatures howled, whined, and convulsed, unable to tear their bleeding eyes from the celestial body. When the Pavonine disc outshone even the light of the local store, the physical shells of the things that used to be men burst, releasing beasts onto this planet that not even the most fluent and capable pen could describe. Basil excitedly explains that the creatures you saw are the children of the great king of distortion. It is he who is the true god and patron of these fertile grounds. Once every cycle, his chariot shines its light upon the world and bestows transformations upon his most ardent followers. Rogue Trader must be one of his heralds. Execute the governor on the spot. The governor's head separates from his His neck with a distinctive squelch. Black and brown blood seeps into the soil beneath his corpulent body, and immediately transforms into a writhing tangle of worms that burrows deep into the ground with unnatural speed. You return to the ship, pondering what to do with the world, and more importantly, what to do with the King of Distortion. Order that the crew chart, of course, the anomaly known as the King of Distortion. The senior officers observe suspicious activity emanating from the twisted celestial body at the heart of the system. Chaplain advises you to get ready for a potential encounter with the spawn of the archenemy, so it might be wise to reconsider unless you have holy relics, sacred orbs, or blessed effigies of the Emperor. Aflame with a plethora of colors, the distorted celestial disk trembles slightly, and beyond the endless windows of the captain's bridge of the road trader ship approaches its center. As an otherworldly voice, cold and enveloping, enters your mind. What could this puny wretch possibly offer a king? The officers on the bridge look around, perplexed. Their eyes are full of terror and confusion. Many clutch their heads and let out long howls of pain. Some empty their stomachs, but most, pale and exhausted though they are, have joined the Lord Captain in resisting the entity's influence. Ask who you are talking to. A less flow of images fill your consciousness. You see the horrifying scenes of millions of tortured souls. Their screams rend your mind. Their pain pierces you with 1,000 red-hot needles. King, ruler, the one who is obeyed. So you can make sense of, although you see much more. Command the entity to release the minds of the Emperor Worlders from its grip. King's mocking laughter rings in your ears, and a deep red trickle runs slowly from your nose and over your lips, leaving an aftertaste of salt and metal. Order ship-wide 1,000-voice prayer service over holy relics for the protection of the Ember World, the Imperium of your own and your own souls. Getting a smelly gift. The deafening gong strikes are heard across the hundreds of decks. Your eyes are misted with red, and your gums bleed as your subjects fall to their knees all at once in a shared prayer to the God Emperor. The holy relics from the ship's temples melt from the ardor of your speech, and the entity screams and writhes inside your brain, struggling to break out. Many drop dead during the first minutes of prayer, unable to resist the corruption. However, others immediately take their place, unfazed by the sight of their fellows turning to dust in seconds. Then a nauseating stench engulfs the ship's decks like a wave, causing people to rush forth their innards. Finally, every deck is plunged into darkness. Ghosts of the past walk among the living, stealing breath from those who weak of spirit. And still the prayer is not extinguished. It's hard to tell if the prayer service has lasted several hours or several days. At some point you feel your very essence overflow with heat and power, and then the intruding well falters. The distorted disc vanishes from the void ship's augers, as if it had never been there, and at long last everything is quiet. As everyone slowly recovers from what just happened, reports begin to come in to the captain's bridge. You've lost a third of your crew in the unequal fight, and the fortunate survivors are going to take quite some time to come around. All hail the rogue trader. Proclaim yourself sovereign of Amber World. Yay! Another mobile extracticum. And people. From this moment, the world belongs to the rogue trader alone. Your people eradicated the settlement's housing and the unclaimed followers of the profane cult. The corruption instilled by the King of Distortion loosened its grip, and the estates of Amber World can breathe a sigh of relief thanks to the efforts of their new ruler. Yet malicious servants of the archenemy still lurk in the shadows, waiting for the right moment to wrap the planet in a web of heresy. Evil does not simply disappear without a trace. Demand tribute. Yay, another mobile extracticum. Yay. Relieved to be free from the archenemy's yoke, the planet's subjects gratefully send you their humble gifts. And this is not going to be a new colony. We have simply freed it. Let's see, plasteel, provisions. Less chance of Cyrene and Lapidus Mortis. Let's make that safe. Ish. Chart some new routes. Pop into the last chance of Cyrene. An unidentified object has been located in the system. The artifact reacts to our transmissions by releasing unknown radiation, most likely of Xeno origin, the cogs are reporting. If you want to get a closer look, you'll need to close the distance between the vessel and the object. There's also a Hulk. Scan. Ash World. Snow World with Promethium that I have plenty of. At first, it looks like the snowy, desolate planet was devoid of surprises, but the yellow and orange flickering of the lumens and the notifications from the auger system informed the officers that there was a small colony that survived in spite of the harsh climactic conditions. Send a scouting party. The explorers report the dismal condition of the settlement and its inhabitants. Skin is translucent and pale, their icy blue eyes see practically no color. Their language is rough and guttural, and their stomachs cannot tolerate anything except a stew made from local roots and mosses. Yet they are subjects of the Imperium and still loyal to the Emperor. They have mistaken your people for his emissaries. Find out what happened here. Local elders woefully reminisced about times long gone. Most of them were still sheltered in their mothers' wombs when snow first settled on the verdant fields. Hail ruined the crops and frost-hardened soil. Plants and large beasts could not sustain themselves were the first to go. They were soon followed by birds and other small animals. Most people in large cities perished, unable to warm themselves and their families. Let's see, they said the governor and his entourage left the world in the first days of winter, taking all the provisions and fuel with them. No one responded to the pleas from this dying world. Stars remained deaf to the messages transmitted by the planet's Vox stations. These abandoned subjects of the Imperium still managed to save the machines and other valuables, but they were of little use without a supply of promethium. And yet those who survived eventually adapted to the tribulations that the God Emperor had bestowed upon them. Give the unfortunate people a gift of promethium and send tech priests to perform the rites of generator maintenance. When the maw of the first generator belched forth a furious roar and black ash started falling from the sky instead of snow, the locals laughed and danced, trying to warm their limbs after decades of cold. They called down blessings upon their unseen savior, a rogue trader from the Von Valencius dynasty, and thanked the God Emperor for their fortuitous encounter. Cadex creations, melee weaponry, and armor kits. The explorers' departure was accompanied by shouts of grateful approval, not to mention their many parting gifts. Down to the Hulk. Is that a webway gate? Some ship components. What is this? Lookout. Bridge, we have an unknown object. Dead ahead, not an asteroid. Clearly artificial in nature, but it's larger than Footfall Station. Bridge, copy that. Report relayed to officer on duty and pilots. Lookout. Expect visual soon. Bridge, we have visual. Bridge, lookout. This is the Vox Master. I'm adding the pilots, senior officers, and the Lord Captain to this channel. His Lordship wishes to assume personal command. Lookout. Lord Captain, we have requested intel on the object from the auger arrays. Awaiting their response. I guess it is a webway gate. Lord Captain on the line, no need to engage the augers. I know what it is. It's called a webway gate. Officer Station, Van Calax here. What we see before us is a webway gate, an artifact that Xenos used to get to their sorcerer's realm, so to speak. It allows the Eldari to get around the sector quickly and serves as a hideout for the most unpleasant tribe, the Drakari, whom we have already met. The layout here, this gate is just like the one you saw in Lelathan. The children of Assyrian wander the void through such constructs, erected in ancient times. Any ship that passes through such a portal will enter a tangle of paths unfathomable to none but my kin. Is there an auger report? According to available data, the object consists of an unknown material foreign to the Imperium. We are registering an unknown class of energy profile. The engine seers are at a loss about how this technology works exactly. But they did specify that the energometry suggests the system is holding an active charge. The object appears to It appears ready to do whatever it's designed to do. Senior officer's take on this. Van Calex says... Okay. Can we activate this device somehow? Requesting a response from the Engineerium. Apologies, Lord Captain. The tech priests have refused to even consider the possibility. It would be a violation of the Omnicide tenets, and an extremely dangerous undertaking. Perhaps a certain companion of yours could. If I knew the secret of this gate, I would never surrender it to the Monkey. The webways are akin to the sacred refuge, a deadly trap to those such as you, Alantok. Enough mysteries. We're changing course and moving out. Moving out, changing course. Current report for the engine series on the auger deck, detecting an injury spike of an unknown nature. Cogitator network overloaded, peripheral systems offline, confirming visual changes. The gate. What is that? Lord Captain, we're detecting activity near the object. Observations indicate signatures are very similar to ships. Lord Captain, Xenos ships, battle stations. Shields to max, engines ready. Wait, does that? Other Xenos ship inbound must be a boarding party? What? Where'd it come from? It was hiding nearby. Closed and undetected while we were distracted by the construct. It's right by us! It's aiming for the engine module.
Finally, some real action.
But is that it? A couple of destroyers. The Imperial stormed nothing. So maybe I should replace one of the things with torpedoes. Five rounds left. Corsair escort. Which is now dead.
Our technological superiority was obvious.
And another one.
Blessed are the faithful.
And another one.
A worthy deed.
Report when manned and ready.
And last Hatred Frigate. Which I don't think I'll be able to reach. Yeah. One frigate? Nothing. Very well. Get up there. Hit you with a Mazoa. A little bit of warp fun. in this thing.
For the glory of the Imperium!
Another victory of 2 great dynasties, Lord Captain.
Nice. Lord Captain, we've dealt with the void ships of these beasts, but Azino's boarding party has landed on the ship. They're advancing steadily towards the plasma drive. Enforcers are being overrun, and they're asking for reinforcements. If we don't help them, the filth will destroy our vessel from the inside. Very well.
A blood-soaked sunset of gold and crimson burns within your soul.
More Monkey. Look at my kin. They can't wait to die. It's like Hoplite warrior. It's taking so long with the engine. Monkey are already here. Don't brush me, or we'll perish alongside them.
More enemies to face judgment. We are truly blessed this day.
Yet another monkey to play with.
Oh. Bella. Switch it down there. Let's get Abelard up there. Chance I can get started there. Cassia. Skill. It's Argenta's turn.
As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it. Doubt is for the...
I will tear your heart out of this.
Strike is a prayer.
Yeah,
I'll do it.
A wildfire.
Faith without you, my Emperor!
You call this a strike?
My soul hunger beckons.
Wait for them to gather up. Oh, please don't go. Do go for Abelard.
Pain is small.
Haskell. Abelard should be enough up there. Main concern is you can't really see much of anything.
Activate calculated fury algorithm.
Let's go ahead and analyze. Suppose weakness.
The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all.
Aim for opening.
Running binaric override.
And now you can't see. Oh wait, no.
A work for a fleshcrafter.
My vow is to serve.
Nice. And then
The
Dutchess.
scriptural providence is favorable.
Not quite enough.
Woe to you.
Look upon me, Caleb and Chicane. Cabela. Let's go and have you
I am your blade and
up running
shield.
blood.
Trust me.
Then let's see.
As the tenants demand.
Where it hurts. Captive
As
audience.
honor ordains, the shadows will see it done. Trust me.
Terrifying strike.
My blade whispers your name. I shall not fail.
It's your turn. Cassia. Let's go and have you get up there, actually.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Give Abelard a chance to get started.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Indeed. Victory is imminent. It will be done. I will do my duty.
You will pay for this in blood.
Oh, whoops. Anyway. Yeah, let's go and buff up Abelard.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Your last stroke of luck.
Let's go ahead and give finest power
In
to
the name of
Abelard.
House Orcelio, I shall prevail.
Let's get that reckless
At
strike.
your beck and call.
Defensive stance.
Target well struck.
You call this a strike?
At your beck and call. Target well struck.
Smack.
Grey hair, sure hand. I took care of this one.
Disgrace.
My place is at the fore.
And move forward.
High momentum.
Here's a throw. Finish off that guy.
She is here.
Go buff up Abelard if you can't see. Alright, buff up yourself then. Inflame.
I won't let her devour me.
Take an aim shot at that warrior. It's your turn. Abelard can continue on. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones. An exemplary strike. Grey hair, sure hand.
Strike.
It will be done. What's your target?
This can't be over.
there
I've
we
seen
go.
worse battles than this in my time. At your beck and call.
Strike. Unyielding Vanguard.
No matter the cost.
Argenta.
God Emperor, move
get up
through
there.
me! Be the fire in my heart!
An exemplary strike. Grey hair, sure hand.
Nice. You're just gonna be blocking my way. You can't finish that guy off. Alright. Alright, you go ahead and clear yourself up.
Do you think my body was suffering?
Sneak up there.
Death comes in silence.
Let's see, reference abandoned.
Trust me.
Hurts.
As honor ordains. Let your soul be purged.
Disarm the explosive device. Examine the charge. Ah, somebody survived. Surviving crew member. A man in an officer's uniform is kneeling and scrabbling around in the mess of blood and dirt on the floor. As soon as you draw nearer, you hear his feverish muttering. Where is he? Where is my son? The lower half of the officer's face is grimy with some strange substance, too pale and lumpy to be blood. The officer pays you no attention. His eyes are fixed on the floor. Wait, he's an operational officer from Deck 67-3. Not from one of the local clans, which is why I remember him. He helped me bring up the new recruits from the planet. What is he doing here? Examine his face. Take another step towards the man and peer into his face. Blue veins bulge under his scab-mottled skin, and his bloodshot eyes are darting in every direction, sometimes rolling back into his head so that only the whites are visible. The strange stuff covering the officer's face is a lumpy pink slime mixed with blood that is streaming from his disfigured nose. They're injured. The officer slowly runs his hand over his face, shuddering as he touches his nose. Must have been the devils. They're fast. One of them jumped on my neck and sank its claws into my face just now. Yes, that must have been what happened. The Emperor's valiant guards came to save my boy. I showed them where the swamp devils dragged Tacitus. I led them right here like they asked. I'll make short work of the nest of those beasts, and I'll keep looking for my boy in the meantime. Master, will you help? The man's face contorts in a monstrous grin. A grimace mixed of pain, hope, and madness. I'm damned if this officer has a son. Perhaps he did once, but he embarked without any family in tow. He's cracked, the poor wretch. So you stand when the Lord Captain is speaking to you, you worm. Your outburst lands like the slap into the officer's face. He jolts and looks at you with a cleared gaze that immediately fills with horror when he notices his surroundings. Emperor preserve us. The man sneezes, and the lower half of his face is coated anew with the slime streaming from his nose. The officer casts you a pleading look. What is this nightmare scene? I was leading the Emperor's guards to the swamp devil's nest across the marshlands of my home world. But instead of that, I was showing the way to them? Points at the corpses of the Xenos with a trembling hand. Hallucinations. A heretical mirage. The guards, they weren't very chatty. One of them called me something strange. Monkey, I think. And I heard them talking among themselves, something about seizing the ship. Don't let them through. Through to where? I don't know. Oh, it's coming over me again. Clearly seriously injured. You must be taken to the infirmary. The man raises his hands as though requesting permission to speak. I don't deserve to live after what I've done. My mind is probably corrupted for good already, but now I'm looking at you and I can see behind you the marsh where Tacitus vanished. Name of the Emperor, death to all heretics. One sudden movement, the man falls at your feet. Expression of stoic acceptance frozen on his face. You bend over the body. Despite the numerous bloodstains on his skin and clothes, the officer had not been seriously injured. The only noticeable injury is on his face. His nose is disfigured, and a red slimy substance is streaming from it, staining his mouth and chin. Take the body to the infirmary and try to identify the cause of this madness.
Death walks with me. Watch out.
Switch pistol, armor, some goods.
This explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
The bomb produces short electromagnetic pulses that, okay, diffuse it.
I better myself through my service.
Yay! We did things. Venom blades, splinter rifle, that stuff. I think most of these are blades. I'll cut off the power. Jump over. Pascal, if you
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
know what this is all about, but I am all
Nothing's
for
impossible for this old officer.
finding more loot.
Executing request.
Oh, okay. That's all it was. Some goods somewhere. Well, whatever. Guess we're going back to Draconis. Oh. Alright, we got some levels to do, but I am going to call it here. I think I'm gonna have 3 hours as my new minimum. Still streaming more! Anyway, I'll see you guys later.